Hello, and welcome to Book 6, Chapter 1 of You Should Be Reading. Today, today we're going to be talking about a light novel series called In the Land of Leadale. Now, In the Land of Leadale is currently sitting at 8 light novels, and there is an anime about it that covers somewhere around the first 2 or 3 of the light novels. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it doesn't cover a whole lot. It only kind of delves into things a bit. Now, what is In the Land of Leadale about? Well, it is a story about a young girl who was in I believe, a car accident. And because of this car accident, severe injuries, is in basically unable to leave the hospital bed because she's connected up to life support. It's the only thing keeping her alive. And because of this, she has gone into a virtual reality MMORPG type world and is playing the game a lot and has developed a reputation. The story begins when there is a power outage, and because the power outage cuts off her life support, she kind of passes away while she is hooked up to this world. And then she wakes up in the world as her character, who is this elf lady. And she finds out that it's 200 years after the time period which she was playing the game. So it's 200 years in the future of when she was playing, and everything has kind of changed. And as she goes out to find things, she runs into her children. Because there was a little thing in the game where you could adopt NPCs, and she basically flavored them in the game as being her adopted children. Two other elves and a dwarf. And all kinds of fun hijinks and wackiness ensues. Um, Before I delve into anything terribly deep into it, I will say that I am severely enjoying the light novels, as well as really enjoyed the anime, what little of there was. It was a very both the anime and the light novels have this kind of feeling of low stakes, uh, chill, just what's the word I'm looking for? It's like low stakes, chill. It's not slice of life. Adventure. Yeah, low stakes, chill adventure. Because while there are enemies and there are battles and whatnot, Kana, our main girl, is severely overpowered. It is absolutely one of the overpowered protagonist isekai tropes in light novels and anime, which it seems to be purveying quite a bit. But this one is just so chill. It's just such a fun little story to follow because in the end, Kana is and her friends are going to come out on top. Everything's going to be uh, solved and whatnot. Things are going to turn out okay. Now, I know that there's lots of people out there in the world that like to, you know, they like a little bit more deeper, more stakes in their shows and their stories, and that's fine. If you like that, there are other stories out there for you. This one, however, is probably not one of those. Now, there is more in the light novels than shows up in the anime. As I said, it covers, I think, maybe the first 2 volumes, maybe the first 3. I think it's the first 3 because if I recall correctly, there's about 4 chapters per light novel, and each episode of the anime kind of roughly covers 1 chapter. So I think it's about the first 3. And you get an idea of what this world is like. Kana is a skill master because she's been on the game so much because she was basically in a hospital bed and couldn't really do anything else. And this VR game actually let her like get out and move because she was able to feel like she was moving. And she played it so much and had so many hours into the game. I think they reference that she has played it at least 20,000 hours, like more than that, because she has 2 special items that let her have servants. And you will get one of those once you've played for 10,000 hours. So she's done enough to get it 2. And because of all of the OP skills that she has like a guardian tower that she is in charge of. And she's one of a handful of people that have these guardian towers that are the skill masters. Because they just ended up playing the game so much and finding out all of these skills and mastering all of these skills that other players just never really bothered with. She also has a title. She's called the Silver Ring Witch, and she doesn't like that title because it has a very negative connotation of destruction, and it is not an unwarranted connotation because Kana can do some serious damage with magic and spells and all kinds of stuff like that. It's quite interesting. Now, is this a series of books that you would like if you are into isekai? Possibly. It delves into, as I said, the anime is very low stakes, and the light novels are much the same, at least early on. They start getting a little bit deeper as things go on, and here's where we're going to get into some spoiler territory. The the interesting thing about uh, where it goes is that there's a demon character who kind of is hinted at in the background as being one of the other skill masters that are out there. And he is also in this game. There's some other players that show up as well. And players have been showing up here and there in the game for a while over these past 200 years. The only problem is a lot of the ones that have shown up in the past are they chose human or other races that are not terribly long lived and have since lived their entire lives and passed away. Kana being an elf is extremely long lived. Demons also extremely long lived. So you have this demon character who has an equally bad reputation. Everybody hates him that has played with him in the past. And he is behind a lot of what's going on. You end up finding out when Kana actually gets to confront him and get some information that the world that this all takes place in, Leadale, has been kind of set up by having a connection to another world somehow. I don't know the details of it. They don't bring it up. But Kana has the operating system kind of installed in her soul, which is why some of the players are showing up. The ones that were all playing on the last day when the server shut down and everything got transferred. So Kana is kind of keeping everything together. And if she dies, everything might end. And there's a big problem because a lot of the event monsters, the big ones that could cause serious damage, are still being generated by the system, even though they're kind of not supposed to, and they're all being contained in a big thing that's kind of breaking down the seal around this. That's currently what's happening in the most recent book. There's hints of this leading up with an accident spawning an event monster in the middle of a big city and Kana having had to deal with it. And other certain strange things happening, skills and whatnot, acting a little strange. There's stuff being built up for this. So it may be going to darker places. But even though it might be going that way, it still brings with it this sense of just feel good, nothing's going to go wrong, the heroes are going to win vibe to it. So it's very relaxing to read because you're not getting stressed out thinking about, oh no, is my favorite character going to die? They also do an interesting job of explaining in the light novel something that didn't get explained in the anime of the, you know how you get anime special effects with like, fantastic backgrounds and everything. It's explained in the light novels that it's actually a skill that people can have to basically do special effects behind them or around them, and that some of the people use this sometimes without realizing that they're using it. It's very interesting. So yeah, in the land of Leadale, if you are interested in a fun little romp with an overpowered isekai protagonist who is adorable and cute and struggling to come to grips that she's not only a mother but a grandmother because she gets to meet her kids, even though technically in her mind she's only like a 16-year-old girl. She has grandkids. it's it's one of those things in anime. uh, if you are at all interested in this, uh, check it out. Now, I'm so out of practice in doing these videos, so I'm going to try and end things like I usually do, but I'm probably going to mess it up, so please have patience with me as I get back into the swing of things. Uh, so yes, thank you all so much for watching this wonderful video. I hope you have a good day, and until next time, remember, you should be reading in the land of Leadale. And I'll see you next time.